Welcome
to the J&O Show,
where we talk about
why do men walk away from good women?
You'll walk away from a good woman just because you know you. You'll stay with a whore because she'll never know who you are. It's more comfortable for men for us not to be known. That's why it's hard for us to stay down with good women, because a good woman will look straight through you and say, "You sad, ain't you?" "No, baby, what you talking about? I'm good." A whore ain't never going to ask you how you feel because she don't care. And many of us like that because we don't care about ourselves, and it feels good to be around people who don't care either.
I just feel like Uncle something just had a conversation with us about some stuff.
what you think about this.
What do you think? Because you know I'm gonna get my thoughts out. Y'all know y'all gonna hear from me in my big mouth.
Well, I mean, I'm not a dude, obviously, but I do think that there's some truth to that.
Okay.
I think depending on the man, depending on where he is as far as like mentally, spiritually and everything like that, he may not feel comfortable showing his true self to someone who is deserving, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because then he feels like he's lacking because he can't reciprocate, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I feel what he's saying. I think there's a lot of truisms in that. I do believe.
Okay. I'm gonna let him finish the clip and then I'm gonna jump in.
Because when people care about you, it challenges you to get better. When they don't, you could be whoever the hell you want to be. We are in trouble in this world.
You have anything else to say before I get in there? You know, when I get in there, I ain't gonna come back out for a while, bro. I'm gonna be there for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
The last bar that he just gave, he said, because when people don't care about you, you can basically be whoever the hell you want to be, is what he said. I do believe there's a lot of truth in that, because if you have people who care about you, who hold you accountable, like if they see you messing up, they're going to tell you like, "Oh, you messing up." And they're going to keep on, you know what I'm saying, showing it to you and putting it in your face. And it's going to make you feel some type of way that either you're going to do something about it or you ain't going to do something about it. So, yeah.
First of all, we are in the kitchen and she is literally cooking dinner. Like literally cooking dinner. But we had to get some...
If you hear stuff boiling.
Yeah, burling.
Don't worry about
burling in the background. There were a couple of reasons why I sent this clip to us to react to. All right, number one,
what you want to say?
I appreciate Unc. And you know, y'all see the grades. So for me to call you Unc... Now, it could just be because of the way that the clip is done, because it's in black and white and it's all, you know, it looked like it's old as all get out and all of that other stuff. But the way he talked like some of my uncles. Hey, well, you know, you know, to just break out laughing. That's how I feel. So look, one thing I wanted to say before I forget it is that the way he's talking is certain men that move a certain way. There's certain men who usually you haven't healed from your trauma and your damage, whether it's from your parents or from your last girlfriend or wife or fiance, or maybe it's just other types of stuff that happen. You know, like I tell you guys that I'm one of the children of somebody who went through Vietnam. So there are certain things that will come from stuff like that into your house, and people who serve in the armed forces. And, you know, there's a lot of things that you can get trauma in that will change you forever, where you'll never be the same. And those are the types of men he's talking about. I don't believe that this is something that a large proportion of men are dealing with, but a lot of the men that women are concerned about and that they want are. That's part of the reason why I did it, because a lot of men who a lot of women want, he talking about them. The high value men, the men that is messing with you and her and her and her and her. The men that's cheating, the men that got multiple baby mamas, the men that got, that's who he's talking about. Those are the men that a lot of women are concerned with, because those are the men they want, whether it's because they have all of this confidence, whether it's because they so gangster, whether it's because they got so much money.
I'm rich.
Maybe they just have a lot of clout, whatever thing it is that a lot of women are attracted to. A lot of those men have the issues he's talking about, and that's why they treat women the way they do. Not all, obviously. There are definitely men who are very well off and that a lot of women want, that are just, you know, I got my wife and I ain't got nothing else. But there are reasons why, like the Bible talks about, it's harder for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven than for a camel to get through the eye of a needle. And there's a reason why that phrase is there. And part of the reason is because when you're rich, you have access. So I'm doing partially from the religious standpoint, but even those of you who are not religious, you can still understand the same concept because it runs regardless. Like part of the reason that's in the Bible is because the more access you have, the harder it is for a man to just be with one woman when you have multiple women throwing themselves at you. And as y'all know, men love the walls because they are magically delicious. So it's hard for a person who's getting all of this access thrown to him, especially if he doesn't have any type of belief system or spirituality keeping him from doing certain things. Because for a lot of people, that's the only thing that'll keep them from doing something. You can have a conversation with a guy who gets a lot of walls, and you'll be telling him like, yo, the way you're acting is literally destroying our society. Like, I know 3 of the women that you dated and they all jacked up because of you. And he'll just be like, but I'm single though. So reasoning with them won't work. Nope. And it's because the walls are magically, I mean, you saw what happened to Adam. Y'all saw what happened to Samson. You saw what David did.
That's ridiculous.
No, it was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it was really bad.
I'm just saying, there's something different about men and women from everything on the planet outside of maybe money.
And if you guys made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and turn your post notifications so that way YouTube know that you appreciate what we're putting down.
On the other side of what I just said, there are women who are in the same situation as the men he was talking about, right?
Okay.
Usually super pretty women or women who do augmentation to be super pretty. And they're chasing men with money. And then they get in there and find out that they're just being used, and then they turn around and use the men that are using them. There's a growing demographic of women who go by these same who go by you can hear it in the background. That's hilarious. But there's a growing demographic of women who go by some of these same habits and characteristics that this small proportion of men who have a lot of access go by. And women, it's easier for them to have a lot of access. If you a 7, 8, 9, or forget it if you were 10, like you have so much access. There are some who guys just won't approach because they'll be intimidated because she is so pretty. They just be like, man, I ain't even gonna try. But usually you gotta be like a 9 or a 10 to even be in that category. And that only happens if you still stay within, you know, a certain small area. Like if you moving around in Miami, if you moving around in Cali, if you moving around in New York and you're a 9 or a 10, you're gonna get approached because there are guys there that are in a certain stratosphere who have the confidence to approach you. And then you have guys who aren't even in the stratosphere who just don't care because they're in the city and it's just a part of everyday life. You have more opportunity there. The other point is that I know that there are men and women maybe wondering, like, I'm a good man or a good woman. We just dropped a video talking about good men and good women. And they're wondering, why did this person break up with me? I don't feel that their reason was justified. And that's another reason why I wanted to put this out there. It's not always that person. See, that's for a very select group of people, what he's talking about. I think the average man and the average woman that don't necessarily conform to what a lot of people on the internet are talking about as far as male and female relationships, right? It's not the gold digging woman. But she ain't messing with no broke. It's not the man-ho dude. You know, it's not those typical archetypes that feminists and red pillars are talking about. Regular average people, at least 50% of the population that don't conform to these things that these people online talk about a lot of times. They would wonder, why did this guy or this woman leave me? And the reality is, it could be a lot of reasons that somebody can walk away from you. It could be they were dating you, everything was going good, they thought you were a great person. And one thing that I personally dealt with, it was the age gap for me was too much to cross. That was an issue I had. And it was a good woman. It was a trustworthy woman. You know what I'm saying? And it was somebody who I cared deeply about. But the age gap and the difference that made in how we approach things and certain things that we were going through, certain conversations we would have at the time, it was too much. Now, if I would have met her 10 years later, we might have never broke up. Maybe, maybe not. You know, there's a woman that I ended up breaking up with because of some social issues between our families. And this is when I was way, way younger. This is way, way younger. This is before I even met her. So like there could be a variety of reasons why somebody breaks up. And the reality is, in a lot of situations where everything seemed like it was good, usually there's something found by the other person that is just a boundary that they don't feel that they would be able to cross. And it doesn't mean that you're not a good man or a good woman. They might just be like, okay, I don't think you're good for me. The problem is nowadays,
I see what you mean.
Everybody's tracker or everybody's, I don't know, meter for finding out what good and bad reasons are. It sucks. It's terrible. It's off. And so the things that a lot of people nowadays are saying no for, just not the best reasons.
Nope.
It could be because you decided to wear them shoes that day that they didn't. It don't even gotta be nothing crazy. Like I actually
They didn't like the shoes with the outfit.
Are you crazy? Yeah.
I saw a woman go out on a date with a guy, and when she got back, and she was like, "Girl, no, ain't no way it's happening. Nope, it's over. It's a wrap." She was like, "What's wrong? I thought he was fine. He had a nice car. He's handsome. He's tall. He looks like he's well spoken. What happened?" It was because he wore driver shoes when he drove his car. It was because of the way the shoe looked.
Wow.
She couldn't stand it. Mind you, he had another pair of shoes in the car that he could have changed into. She literally dropped it all for that. Because nowadays, that's how it is, unfortunately.
That's just dumb.
I don't even know you, but I'm going to tell you that's dumb.
That's how it is now. And it's just so bad. I've seen it so many times. And I've seen so many people like, I don't like the way you dress. And I've seen dudes do it. We got a video. And I've seen women do it. And it's just like, this is why I think dating sucks, because this is what it boils down to when you're dating people that you don't know anything about.
Right.
It boils down to you judging them based on the shirt that they wore that day. Like it's the only one they got in their closet.
Not the best idea.
Most dudes, you can come in and you can, like if y'all stay together, you can dress them however the heck you want to be honest.
Yep.
Unless it's something
true.
crazy.
This is true.
So like our reasoning is off. And that's why I wanted to play it. What he's talking about is not for most men or most women. And I wanted to speak on that because people have this archetype. Yo, dudes ain't getting girls like that.
Nope.
To be walking away from good women, and it's because, you know, I just want to hide from you. And I don't think it's that deep.
Nope. You don't think so?
No. But I just wanted to throw a couple of points out there for y'all so y'all can have some perspective if that's happened to you, because that's a very real situation. You know?
I could see that. I'm still rocking with my dude though. With Unc. We're gonna call him Unc.
Wow. Well, you think that the majority of men who are single, dating out there in the road or whatever, you think the majority of men is just because they're hiding from having a good woman because they don't want her to get too close to him so he can act how he want to act?
I wouldn't say that necessarily that it's a majority. I'm not going to say it's a majority, but I think it's enough out there to be spoken on.
No. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's enough of them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably thousands out there, hundreds of thousands maybe, because we're talking about something across the entire country.
Right.
But I don't think it's most. And the reason I almost can tell you for sure it's not most.
Well, no, I wouldn't say most.
Why? Because a very large proportion of men can't even get a woman to go on a date now because things have gotten so bad. So there's no way it could be like most men, even though she didn't say most men, but it's no way it could be like most men because most men can't even get a date. Better yet, find a good woman to walk away from.
Yeah.
That's not the way that the market is working right now.
That's true.
So I don't think it's most. She thinks that maybe not necessarily most, but it's enough.
Yeah, I feel like it's enough. It's enough out there. But
well, it is enough because a lot of women are dating the same small portion of men.
That part.
Okay.
So it is enough because those are the men that's messing y'all up.
Yep.
Well, comment your thoughts down below, okay?
All right, guys, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit that like button. I need you to hit that subscribe button. I need you to hit that notification button. I need you to hit all the buttons. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Down in the description, there are 2 links.
One is to a GoFundMe, and the other one is to a video that explains what the GoFundMe is for. Long story short, we have a medical situation with our daughter that we have to pay for everything out of pocket, and we could really use you guys' help. If you have the time, We'd love for you to go check it out. If you have the money, the funds, we'd love for you guys to help. If not, maybe you could send a link to somebody else who can help. We thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Press the off button.